It's a beautiful morning in Louisiana. We're going out to the crawfish farm, to one of the biggest ones in the state, to go see how they harvest the crawfish. I'm excited about this one. How many bags do you think you're going to get today?
Right now it looks like we're about to break 1,800 field run, and there'll probably be like 400 or 500 sacks of peelers.
And that's a big week, getting ready for Easter, right?
Yeah, today's Holy Week. So it looks like the catch is peaking by what's coming in today, so that's a good sign.
So what brought you into the crawfish business?
In 2015, we started a real small company just hauling 5 sacks every other day to New Orleans to boil on Oak Street. And one thing led to another, and I started supplying local restaurants, and the wholesale side of it just kind of took off and kind of just organically turned into what it is today.
So this came a long way. This came just from an idea.
Yeah, it was just, we had no intention to be the size that it is now, or to be in processing and logistics and wholesale and retail. And one thing led to another, and opportunity just started, presenting itself, and we just took it and ran with it.
The great thing about Louisiana is all these great natural resources, with the seafood and the oil, and
yeah.
It's great to see these communities take advantage of it.
Yep, it is. It's awesome, for sure. And it's something as a kids we grew up doing, riding around in crawfish ponds on four-wheelers, catching them as kids, catching them in the ditch, in front of your house with a little dip net. So to be able to grow up doing it as an adult, it's pretty cool.
So you have the rice fields.
Yep.
And so then you flood them for the crawfish, and the crawfish eat the excess rice, and then you redo it every year?
Yeah, so whenever we're planting rice right now, most of your larger rice operations are done planting rice right now. They started about a month and a half ago. And so we're letting it grow right now. And in about 4 to 6 weeks, some sooner, the rice will be tall enough to where we can start flooding it. And whenever we flood it is whenever we'll come back and we'll sieve the rice, which is basically, we're taking the peelers that you would send to our processing plant to process and make tail meat. Well, we'll stop sending it to the plant and we'll start sending them back into the fields. And we'll basically walk them out into the middle of the field, and we'll just dump them in the field where they're holding enough water. And you hold the water to protects the rice stalk so it doesn't get bit by certain bugs. And then it allows the crawfish to be able to move around. They can vary if they need to, they can breed, and then they have shade and protection from the rice stalk.
So when they process the crawfish, and most people assume it's for a boil, but you have other people that process to freeze it too.
Yeah, so we do a whole boil, which is basically they parboil the crawfish for a couple minutes, and then they run them across a tray that freezes and blast freezes them individually. And those get packaged in 5-pound bags. And then the peeler, smaller, lower grader crawfish gets processed into tail meat, which is in 16 or 12-ounce bags that you'll see in a grocery store.
For etouffee and gumbo.
Stews, gumbos, whatever people want to make, crawfish bread, crawfish rice.
What percentages for boils and what percentages for that?
Usually about 20 to 25% gets processed into peelers, and maybe another 5 to 10% in whole boil.
Have you saw with the internet and all the people watching the crawfish that crawfish has got more popular up north?
Yeah, definitely. And then with the ability now to ship air freight, we can ship next day air, our company and a lot of other companies. And then with the social media, how the exposure has grown, definitely people are more intrigued to try it. Because now they can get it shipped straight to their door, and it's readily available, and a lot of people are trying it, so they want to try it.
Did you ever think you'd be overnighting crawfish? That would be something that desirable?
Never. I didn't even think I'd ever be hauling out of state.
This would be, you would feed the crawfish this?
Yeah, we chop it into 3 or 4 pieces and it goes into the trap.
So you would get this, so this is a Louisiana product.
This is, yeah.
And so, I mean, you guys make a conscious effort to keep it Louisiana.
We try to, yeah.
And I think that's important, and I think people in Louisiana are just starting to understand the importance of supporting each other.
Yeah, we can keep the money in the state for sure, and then also support local communities. I mean, that's what it's all about.
We've come a long way with that, and I think that we realize the importance of buying local.
Yeah, I mean, and we make a conscious effort to do it every day, and we just hope that others do too, you know, because it's what makes our economy work, and it makes for a healthier community. And
What do you tell people that say, wait, I can get this crawfish $5 cheaper a pound from China?
We say, yeah, you can, but we hope that you don't make that choice whenever you do want to do that. That you support a domestic product and a local industry that thrives off of local economy and people to buy our products.
So what all do you have going on here?
So this is a crawfish boat. So it's amphibious, so it floats, but it's also propelled by motor hydraulics. But this wheel back here turns, and that's what gains traction. You can lift the back end of the boat up, and that's how you can go on dry land.
So that's not picking up the crawfish.
That is not picking up the crawfish.
That's
No.
moving you along. So how are the crawfish getting picked up?
My man here, Junior, is picking up the traps by hand, and he will dump them in the sacking tray here.
So this is a lot of manual work with this.
Yes, it is.
So he's driving the boat and doing that and sorting it all together.
Correct.
I mean, this is a one-man army.
Correct. So he has to time it, like in between each trap, he's got to be at the right speed to where he can pick up a trap, dump it, bait it. He's gonna bait it with this Purina or this artificial bait, and he'll throw that in there, be ready for when the next trap comes, and he'll drop that one down, pick up the next one, and
Start over. So you would do that only one time a day?
once a day.
So kind of explain to me how the driving works here.
Okay, so he's got a foot pedal that he can kick one side or the other, and that controls this wheel back here. This controlled by a hydraulic ram. So if he goes to the right, it's going to kick it this way, kick the wheel this way, and then he can turn right, and just the opposite for the left side.
And so on this contraption, how does he control the speed of it?
So right here, he's got it's all hydraulics, but right here he can go forward or backwards, and he can bump it up a little bit, so it's more sensitive.
And so this system right here on the grading system, how does this work?
So he'll dump on this tray right here. Right now he has it on a 7/8 grader, so you can swap this out. So like early in the season he'll be at a 3/4, which is a gap between three quarters of an inch. So your smaller ones will fall through. Usually your small ones in your bait will fall through. You kind of pick through the bait, you'll sack those up, and your larger ones will go to this side.
But the goal is the bigger the better.
Correct. You can still make money with smaller crawfish. It's still profitable. You just would rather catch a lot of larger crawfish.
Is the larger used for meat or like for tails or frozen? Or
The smaller ones are used for meat.
Okay. And do they have a different flavor?
No, they're the same.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit smaller.
So as a wild crawfish compared to a pond like this, is there a taste difference?
I guess it depends on, I mean, there's a bunch of different varieties of, say, wild crawfish. I've had some pretty decent tasting wild crawfish, but I've also had some that kind of taste a little on the fishy side.
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends on what environment they're growing in.
So you want to go catch some crawfish?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's the biggest misconception about crawfish?
What's the biggest misconception? Probably that we have an unlimited supply, and that we just pick and choose who we want to give it to, and it's not at all the case. We literally catch whatever we can catch every day, and everything is supply and demand. We have really no control over the supply. It's all Mother Nature. But people think that we just have a big warehouse that we're like, oh, you want 100? Go get 100 off the shelf. But that's not the case. It's literally caught live, fresh, perishable product every day. You know, every day we have a different amount, and we got to deal with it. And that's why it can become an emotional business, and some people can't handle it because it's so volatile, and you're dealt with the hand that you get every day, and some people can't handle that.
When it's good, and when it's bad, it's bad?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's tough. It's very volatile, and it can be very cutthroat, and then when it's peak season, just very demanding of your time and energy. because there's no days off. You can't just turn the crawfish button off. You know, you can't just put it on a shelf like a metal bolt. It's coming in, it's perishable, it's got to move. We're peak season, it's seasonal, so there's no days off. And so that mentally and physically that can be fatiguing for your average individual.
Right. The seafood industry is Louisiana, and we need to keep it strong.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's our blood. It's how we started. And it's more involved in our culture than I think people want to believe or know to believe, just because it might not be something that they're directly involved in or that their family's involved in, but it's very much so a part of our culture and in our blood.
I can tell you there's probably most families, some of their best moments with their family is with the crawfish in their hand.
Yeah, a crawfish boil or just on a boat in general on the water. You know, it's some memories I think that people never forget, or that it's things that they always enjoy doing, being around seafood or the water.
I feel like sometimes with the computers and all that stuff, we get away from that, just getting back to being good old boys.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what we love most about this too, is just being able to be outside every day and not in an office or a cubicle. I really don't know how we'd be able to do that. There's no way.
So if we come back here in July and you're on the boat and it's 112, you'll say the same thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We still love it. I mean, we'll be in the shade. So.